Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Brand new tactic review for you guys today. This time we're focusing in Saudi Arabia at Al-Ittihad. The manager we'll focus on is Laurent Blanc, also known as Le President, from his time at Marseille. Played centre-back throughout his career. Spells it, like you say, I think Marseille, Inter, Barcelona, I think. Manchester United as well, I think he finished his career at. Moved into management, he's managed Paris Saint-Germain. I think it was spelled in Saudi as well with Al Rayyan. That managed Lyon, I think, for a little bit as well before moving back to Saudi to Al-Ittihad. This is where we find him. I think he's known for probably his 4-2-3-1 formation. I think as well style of play. What I'm probably looking for in a tactic by Laurent Blanc is probably possession, high possession, high number of passes, very accurate passing. And that's the kind of formation I've gone for today. A 4-2-3-1. Slightly different. I know we seem to do a lot of 4-2-3-1s lately, but I love the variation in them. I think we've done kind of counter-attacking, aggressive counter-attacking. We've done full-on gegenpress. We've kind of gone like, now it's quite possession-based. Almost like a tiki-taka, but I'll explain a little bit more on the tactic as we go through. Why I think this makes it a little bit more different. I think why it works well for this team. Like I say, it's not a squad that's blessed with an abundance of quality. Quite bizarrely, I think Saudi Arabia, they've been splashing the cash. They must have a team full of superstars, but there is a bit of balance there. There's a bit of local Saudi players that, to be perfectly honest, aren't kind of world class. But then you've got your Benzema's in this squad. You've got your kind of Kantes as well, which are okay at the latter end of the careers, but still, great stats, great great players still. Certainly Kante with these kind of midfield engine-like kind of stamina and ability. So I'm going to take a quick look and find out, why this tactic works. I think I read somewhere that I think when he took over, he monitored the squad for a little bit, and I think he found that fitness was an issue. So I believe they kind of worked on fitness over a season or so, or pre-season, to get the players up to full kind of fitness. And they were flagging second half, like later stages of a match. So I think he's built like a fit kind of work engine like squad. I don't think his tactic requires a huge amount of kind of athleticism or stamina, but there is a little bit of gegenpress in there. But I think it's very much probably looking at his the technical ability of the squad, passing, ball retention, but also not boring. Looking for that moment to unleash the kind of wingers, create these attacks, and score goals, while all the time maintaining kind of defensive stability. So we'll take a look then. We'll look at the tactic. We'll talk a little bit about player roles, team instructions. I'll show you a few highlights as well. And then we'll kind of finish off and talk about how we done with this tactic. I think you might be a bit surprised. I think I certainly was, quite honest with you, how well this worked out. Took me a little while to tweak and get right. I don't think I've got it fully perfect. I only have a certain amount of time to kind of look at these highlights and stuff and put this into a tactic. And I think looking at it, there's probably one or two rules I probably would tweak, but we'll discuss that as we go through the tactic. So before we dive into the tactic, then we'll have a little look to see how this kind of tactic performed. As you can see, we finished top of the Russian Saudi League. That's how you say it, Russian Saudi League. Apologies for my pronunciations there. Top of the league, 94 points, well clear of second place, Al Nassr. Also winners of the AFC Champions League, Cup double. We also won the Bahrain Saudi Super Cup. I think that was just a one-off final. I'm not sure what all that's about, but we didn't do so well in the Two Holy Mosques Cup. Knocked out in the fifth round by Al-Shabaab. Looking at kind of schedule-wise, see how we kind of got on. As you can see, great run of results. Few kind of high scores there. 11-1 against Abba. Absolute spanking in that one. Like you say, it was a bit rare, but a bit of a... I don't know where they finished. Finished 13th actually, so they weren't really too shabby, I don't think. So you can see a really good run of results. A couple of little kind of defeats chucked in there. FIFA World Cup semi-final, Club World Cup, sorry. Al-Shabaab Kings Cup, so just mentioned there. A couple of defeats in the Champions Leagues as we were going through, but still got through. Still won the competition. I'm a little bit more in depth then with the stages. You can see. Played 34, we won 31 of those games, drew only once, lost only twice, scored 101 goals, conceded only 22, which I think is the best in the league. I think so, by 2 goals. Al Hilal A goal difference of 79, points 94. Really happy with this tactic as well, because it's not your usual kind of gegenpress tactic. There's a little bit of a subtle difference. It's very much possession orientated. And I kind of thought even myself would I lose out on goals, on creating chances, but didn't really work out that way. As you can see, scored a lot of goals, conceded very few. So ideally the perfect tactic, if you ever create a tactic, you want to create one that scores a good amount of goals, concedes very little. Just have a look at the kind of squad as well, them squad stats. Goal-wise, out them 101 goals. Moussa Diaby scored 26. Bergwijn picked up 19. Aouar 16. Pereira 11. Gamdi 10. Fabinho 5, and I think we're missing the main man at the top of here. Karim Benzema 32 goals for the season. Not bad, quite spread out around that kind of the front line as we'd expect. Really kind of happy with that. Even Fabinho, 5 goals for him as well. Kind of sat back there in the kind of DM role. Assist wise, 16 assists by Diaby, so scoring goals, getting the assists as well. 14 by Bergwijn on the left. Shaqiri kind of wing back on the left. 12. 8 for Benzema. And easier, another left wing back on 7. And like you see, a 7-7-7. So quite a few people chipping in with assists as well. Nicely kind of balanced squad, kind of goals and assists coming from everywhere. More than happy with that. I think I've already kind of shared this, but we'll pop to stats. Team detail then. As you can see, we're sat in second with 63% average possession, only 2% behind Al Nassr, and 91% kind of passing accuracy. Really happy with that over 34 matches. That's what I was aiming for with this tactic. Like you see, I spoke before, Laurent Blanc. High possession, high passing accuracy, lots of passes created. As we go through the tactic, I'll point out little kind of changes that I probably would make to certain positions. So the tactic itself, 4-2-3-1, very possession based, like we just mentioned. Very high number of passes, very accurate passing as well. So these aren't wasteful passes. Very much slow play, build up, look for that opportunity to release the ball, release the kind of wide men, get that ball in the box, like Benzema, Aouar coming in. Bergwijn, more than capable of scoring goals. Diaby, we've seen as well. So very much focused on the attacking threat up front. So what I'll do is I'll discuss the kind of overall style. So I mentioned the style before. So how do I see the team setting up? Again, positive mentality. In possession, I've gone for fairly wide. I still want to maintain that little bit of width. It is a possession-based kind of tactic. You could argue that it could be a little bit narrower. Keep on kind of central. I do see a lot of play through the central of this midfield of this team. A lot of kind of build-up play, and then utilising the kind of the wide men just as a kind of like an outlet, a bit of support units, if you like. Certainly until it gets up to the kind of inverted wingers inside forward, or your advanced playmaker, or kind of deep line forward up front. So, but I've gone for fairly wide, keep it a little bit balanced. I want to maintain a little bit of width, but I don't want it too narrow, purely because when the ball does get released, I want them players out wide, being able to kind of ping the odd kind of decent like long pass. I don't want them too short, too narrow, and box ourselves in too much. So that was the idea. Still maintain that little bit of freedom to have like a little bit of width, a little bit of passing range, something to aim for. So going from that, then I've got play out of defence. Again, this is all about control. It's all about possession, not being wasteful. Coupled up with that, I've got passing directness is shorter and tempo slightly lower. So a nice slow tempo, nice short passing. All about control, this tactic. Low crosses into the box. Could have probably gone for mix with kind of having Benzema up front there. But I've gone for low crosses. Work ball into the box. And then nothing else on them. Very simple. Like I say, the main aim of this is purely possession. It's all about control. Moving into the transition then. Like I say, we're not in a rush, but we do always want that ball back. So we counter press. Again, that's probably where this kind of fitness thing came in. Kind of Laurent Blanc taking over the club. Later on in the kind of game, you probably see his players flagging. So you want to increase that kind of stamina, increase it, and obviously for the ability to counter press, get that ball back. It's all about us having the ball and not the opposition. Coupled up with that, then I've got the hold shape. And again, just clicking on this, and see hold shape will ask the players to adopt a more considered and patient approach, keeping the ball and retaining their formation before then building an attack. So it's all about making sure everyone's in the right place, the right time before an attack's launched. That's how I say that anyway. So very controlled, very methodical, but when something opens up, it's like, let's get it to them, and then obviously create chances. Moving on from there, then I've got distributed centre backs. Again, I think I did have slow pace down on a little bit as well. Certain games as well, you can probably put that on. Again, just to control that game even a little bit more. Keep it controlled, keep it kind of tight, maintain kind of possession. It's quite simple. Distribute centre backs for this one, then a gameplay out from the back. It's all about having the ball. I keep reiterating that. Play out the centre backs, let them bring it forward. I think we've got great midfielders in front of them. Kante, just kind of Fabinho as well. Just kind of come back, help out, take the ball off them, and yeah, control possession. Look out for the good short passing. Everyone's kind of working together, tight knit kind of formation. Looking for the ball, work that ball forward. See, create chances, score goals. That's just coupled up with take short kicks. So that's the in transition phase. Out of possession, then I've gone for a mid block with a high defensive line. Again, keeping that kind of back line and the front line, the midfield compact. Everyone's near the ball. Everyone's ready to kind of receive that pass. And that couples up with your kind of shorter passing, your slower tempo. Everyone's there ready. Just play around the, if you try to get pressed, there's players there to pass the ball to. You can play around the press, the aggressive press that comes in. Like you say, creating space at the back line with the opposition. Wingers kind of run onto kind of through balls, look for them kind of pockets of space. Benzema as well, dropping a little bit deep in that deep line forward role. Worked really well. So if coming in that, I've got to trigger press much more often. Don't want to prevent short goalkeeper distribution on. We're not pressing that high. And get stuck in. Get that ball back. Very aggressive. Very kind of physical. You see, win that ball back. Perfect. So that's the team instructions. Yeah, for this tactic. Works perfectly. Exactly what I needed to do. And we'll see some highlights a bit later how that works in action. You may think it looks boring, a little bit too much possession, a little bit too slow, but you can see the goals we scored. It is fluid. It is kind of still positive. It is still very aggressive. It's just really kind of methodical and possession based. And so player instructions then and player positions. Like I said before, I've been watching these like a few times, and obviously I don't get to see a great deal of footage. But I looked at the stats, I looked at how high the kind of possession was, passing, etc., etc. I made up my own mind up that's what the style of player is. Seen a few highlights, and what I've seen is a lot of play through the middle. Obviously, when you've got Fabinho and Kante in the midfield there, you want to utilise them. Kante is a ball-winning midfielder, but he's more than capable of, once he wins that ball back, is doing something with it. He's an absolute engine. Fabinho used to sit in that kind of similar role in the 4-3-3 for Liverpool, so more than well versed in kind of getting hold of that ball, bringing it forward, laying off good passes. And I think this is where the strength of this tactic lies, and probably why Laurent Blanc maybe adopts this kind of style, if I've got it right. And that's because these are kind of players on the back end of their career. Still got fantastic attributes. Not maybe his great pace, although Kante kind of arguably has, and still got that engine. But it's about the ability, I think, to control the game. Massive amount of kind of football IQ, and then this kind of the defense alone. Couple that up with kind of the young kind of vibrancy of Diaby and Bergwijn, Aouar up front, with the kind of older, mature head of Benzema, just knows where to be. He's been around the block, kind of arguably kind of one of the best forwards kind of in recent years, fit quite easily. And that kind of supports as well maybe a weaker defence, if I dare say that, because like I say, there's a few players around this kind of squad that aren't really, like I said, world class. You look at your kind of centre back and Amri there I've got in here, Shankiti as well, not really great. Rakovic, a goalkeeper. So I think it is all about keeping things easy as well for the team, as well for the players that maybe aren't up to the same levels as the other guys, the kind of Fabinhos, your Kantes, your Benzemas. So having a kind of controlled, slow, narrow possession kind of base tactic suits the overall squad. And as I mentioned before, if you look at our DMs here as well, we start with Fabinho. Ignore the stats, I didn't have any training or anything on, so they are dropped a little bit, but 31 years old, still relatively young, but still fantastic stats for this level for Saudi. Look at these attributes as well. Comes deep to get the ball, likes to switch ball to wide areas, which where, although we are playing a more slower possession based tactic, his attributes are going to take over, and he's going to look for that pass to the wings, the wing backs, inside forwards, etc. Brings ball out of defence as well. So he's going to get that ball, he's going to carry that forward. Again, kind of overriding slightly our possession-based tactic, but it's that little bit of freedom within certain players that probably makes his tactic great and probably why it works so well. Kante as well, another one. Again, likes to switch ball to wide areas and runs with the ball often. So you're going to get that kind of ball brought out, and just by kind of player traits, the ball's going to get carried and switched as well. Probably really important to have this, or this tactic may not have worked so well or been such a good goal scoring threat. So we'll go through the player roles, and I just want to highlight that little feature there because I think this is kind of the main kind of engine of the tactic, if you like. And I think without these kind of players, without them attributes, them player instructions, them hard-coded instructions within them, it may not have been so fluid and such a goal-scoring tactic, as well as probably being defensively solid maybe. No, so we start with the Superkeeper game. Superkeeper and support, but no other PIs on there. Just very simple. Wing backs them. Again, wing back on support, just get further forward. Same for both. Shoot less often on Shahili. Ball playing defender, exactly the same. Just take more risks, hold position. Pereira, shoot less often, dribble less, hold position. Ball playing defender, I've got Al-Amri. Probably not that greatly suited, to be honest, but probably the best we've got. Although we do have a couple there that couldn't play because of, I don't know, there's restrictions on certain foreigners, how many amount of foreigners you can have in a squad. If I had to change one thing, I would maybe change the wing backs. Maybe have them as maybe cut inside a little more. Don't see a great deal of overlapping or looking to get round or past Diaby or Bergwijn on either side. Sometimes I think, I'm not saying it was Shirley or also on the highlights, I can't remember, but there was the odd occasion when I did see kind of someone kind of coming around looking to get across him. But a lot of what I saw, certainly when Mita was in this kind of position, a lot of cutting in maybe, so change that to maybe a complete wing back possibly, or inverted winger, maybe on attack or support. Support them, maybe find them in the midfield a little bit more, or maybe just cut in as a wing back, look to cut in with the ball when possible. Might not be a bad change, I don't think. Just from what I've seen, certain highlights, and there could be a little option for you guys to kind of maybe change and experiment with. So that's the back line. We've already spoke about Fabinho, DM on support on this role. Shoot less often, close down more, tackle harder. Kante, simply take more risks by starting to get that ball. And with them kind of traits of, like, say, play at the wings, that's exactly what I want him to do. Diaby then, inverted wing on attack. Shoot less often, close down more, tackle harder. Part of the kind of goal threat that's going to be part of the front four here. Oh, I've got him just as an advanced playmaker. Moving to channels, so dropping into these little kind of pockets here. Close down more and tackle harder. Again, like I say, I want the front line to be aggressive. We are playing a mid-block, but I want that ball back as quick as possible. That is the main aim. Get that ball back, retain possession. If these guys don't get it, then these guys behind them certainly will. And then we build a game, control possession, look for those pockets of space, play into them with Diaby, Bergwijn, kind of Uar, and Benzema. Bergwijn, I've got him in inside forward, shoot less often, close down more and tackle harder. Gives the instructions. And up front, Benzema, deep line forward, close down more, hold up the ball, take more risks and move into channels. So again, he's kind of dropping into these kind of little pockets here as well, creating like hopefully space, dragging defence out of position. Kind of doing something quite similar, supporting each other. Diaby cutting in along with Bergwijn as well, hopefully taking up them spaces vacated by the centre backs or the right wing backs. So that's the overall player instructions, my overall idea of the team and how we should play, team instructions. So let me know what you think. Like I say, now is probably a good time as well to ask you to please like and subscribe if you can. Channel's really growing bit by bit. I love doing these. I really enjoying them. Like I say, you're all taking really well. Getting down in the comments, offering me other ones to do. So it's great, like obviously for your support. Moving on then, I'm going to show you again a few highlights in game, how this played out. Like I say, I want to see players around the ball, looking for it, helping each other out. Very good passing with that kind of directness to play at the wings. Look for that opportunity to create kind of almost kind of not a counter attack, but it's opportunity to get that ball to the wide men to create chances and score goals. So we'll just watch a few highlights, see how this kind of plays out. You can see kind of Al-Hilal have the ball here, and Kante is kind of trying to put pressure on him. Noah wins the ball back, Benzema. So still putting pressure on high up that pitch as well. Again, Fabinho with the ball. Lays it off Kadish. Comes through to Bergwijn. Through to Benzema. Slots it home. Game, we'll see Douahabi pick the ball up in the midfield. Nice and controlled. See, everyone's there ready. We'll just pause that there. You'll see how many players are around the ball here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One at the back here. And number 9 here out on the left as well. All ready for the ball, wherever it may be. Looking for that kind of that pass. But there's certainly plenty of passing options, which I want to try and recreate. All about keeping that possession. But look at Fawaz has chose the pass that's going to release Ahmed down the right here. Cross comes in and Benzema scores. So even though it is very much a passing control tactic, he is still looking for that kind of killer ball to release the kind of a winger. Like could have easily gone inside as well. Looking for the advanced playmaker. Great to see. Notice as well the amount of possession. Always looking to dominate possession in these games. High passing percentage completion and high number of passes. So we've got Diaby run down the right here. This highlight. Lays it back to Shankiti. Takes it on himself. Scores a great goal, cutting inside. Kante though, the ball for to Diaby. Out to wide to Bergwijn. So he's straight away looking for that width without really being told to. Fabinho, Diaby. Great play. Nice through the centre. Yusuf out wide. Back in the game. But you see, players are on the ball, looking for that pass. Plenty of options. Diaby has that skill, that pace. Cross comes in again. Benzema tucks it away. Exactly what I was looking for in this tactic. This one's a free kick. An easy. Taking it all the way. Dancing around the defence. Oh, beautiful. Solo effort. So another free kick here then. Nashri, look for the ball. Uwa, Danilo, to Ahmed. Passing's perfect. Great passing. So quick look at the data hub then. Scoring 2.97 goals a game. That's not a bad return at all after a tactic. Conceded 0.65. So just over half a goal a game. Really happy with that. Shots per game 14.44. Pass completion 91%. Really good, happy with that. Tackling, probably defensive side, winning the ball back. Could have maybe tweaked that a little bit more. Got a little bit more out of that. I don't think it was the best. Certainly kind of looking at the rest of the data hub. Could maybe have focused on that kind of bring the ball back a little bit more. But, and it still is a 4-2-3-1. Can't really argue with that. If I was playing something a second more like a 4-3-3, maybe get a little bit more out of that. But yeah, we weren't. Team performance in. Defensive actions. Fairly spread out across our kind of back thirds there. Again, fairly where I expected to be. Considerably fewer defensive actions than average, so yeah, happy with that. Passes attempted then, just inside our own half, just inside the opposition half as well. Game probably coming from the kind of Fabinho, Kante as well. Hopefully spraying them balls out wide, or to the wing backs for allow them to kind of come forward and bring the ball up with them. Possession game then, just inside our own half. Probably down to our two DMs there. Good tackling ability. Certainly Kante. Chase all over the pitch by him. Be a frightening prospect for anyone. Passing dynamics then. Passing dynamic numbers seem like outliers worth investigating. Teams have not completed a lot of passes against us. So that shows our kind of press is working. Bring that ball back. Yeah, we pass more than the average team. Pressing intensity. Low number of opposition passes per defensive action. And high defensive line position. Again in the green. Really happy with that. Possession then. Infrequently wins ball, but we are reliable when we do get it. Again, love to work on that. I'd love to be up here somewhere really, where we are really always winning that ball back. But that may be down to the fact that I probably put a bit of emphasis on the forward line to maybe try and win that back earlier. Maybe if I told them to maybe not bother, that would be percentage would be higher. So maybe they wouldn't press, wouldn't look to win the ball back. But when the players I've asked to do that, then that may kind of increase our. But if it does speak for themselves, that's all I'm really bothered about, to be honest. Pitch tilt then, so there's fewer passes against us in the final third, but lots of passes for us in the final third. So teams produce a higher number of passes against us in the final third compared to the average. We produce a high number of passes in the final third compared to the average as well. So that's it for my 4-2-3-1 Laurent Blanc tactic. Hope you've enjoyed it. please get down in the comments. Let me know what you would change. Like I say, I think I'll probably change the wing backs to maybe cut in a little bit more. I think maybe look to focus on some closing down options as well. Maybe try and increase that kind of stat a little bit better. But overall, I'm really happy with this tactic. Is it a replica of Laurent Blanc? I don't know. You can see it. Tell me in the comments. Have I got somewhere near? Have I got somewhere close? I like that possession style. I know that kind of looking at these kind of previous games, they do have a lot of possession, high number of passes, and a very high passing accuracy. So I think I've replicated that. And I think I've got the best out of actually releasing the wide men as well and creating goals, scoring opportunities, which I think is true to form as well anyway. Whether I've done that in the right order or with the right player roles, like you say, you tell me. But that's it for me now. Please do drop a like. Please subscribe if you can. It really does help the channel. And I'll see you on the next one, which I think maybe Jose Mourinho. That's it for me. Bye for now.